Hello everyone, and welcome to another sketchbook tour. This is my sketchbook tour for April, and running a little bit late into May, but at least I got it done. You know, and that's a big one for me. And this is a regular sketchbook. You know, so it's not one of my normal monthly sketchbooks, right? It's actual sketchbook, and yeah, I'm actually pretty excited that I was able to finish this one because I started a new process for drawing and I got into some life drawing. And the big thing that I really like about this is that this was a canvas sketchbook, and I really never tried to draw on the cover of any of these, and this is the first time. So this is the first time that I drew on the cover, and I actually really like it, to the point to where I'm like, man, I should probably even pick these up for conventions and try and see if people would like me to draw on them as well. So you might see some more of these covers once we're able to actually go back to the store and I can pick them up, because this book was from Michaels, so they're fairly inexpensive. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing a couple more of these covers. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So I started off with, just drawing some random concepts for some fantasy story, or maybe even bring it into Ninja Empire. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of robotic stuff that can be used, and there's going to be monsters and different creatures and stuff like that. So just playing around with some ideas, nothing really concrete. I toy back and forth with fantasy, so I'm a really big fantasy guy, so doing like knights and stuff, it's really fun. I've always been a person to do these kind of profile pictures because I've read somewhere, one of the people that I used to follow before they passed on, they said that there's a lot of personality that you can get out of these kind of profiles, and you don't have to spend a lot of time on it, and then you can go, I like the way this one feels, and then you can bring out an entire character out of that. And that has been my process for a very, very long time. And so while a lot of people hate on me for doing these profiles, it's honestly something that has helped me do a lot of character designs very, very quickly. Like, I really like this one. That'll be something to explore in the future. I really, really enjoy that one. So by doing these, you do a little scribbles, and then you're like, oh, that one's really cool, and then you develop it further. This was just a redrawing of Ratakarna from Dark Legacy. It was one of my characters that I was developing, and I decided to try and redraw it, and it's like, oh, well, maybe I can change him up a little bit. Just, trying to draw better poses. I truly suck at not only drawing women, but also drawing poses, so trying to get into that a little bit more. Trying to make sure that I can draw them. It's just tough for me. Because I've been drawing so much to try and do this like real graphic stuff that I haven't been able to practice a lot for just drawing action poses for comics and stuff like that. So I want to fix that, because I just recently did a poll on Facebook to find out if I was going to do merch, what should I do for Ninja Empire, and the majority of people said comics. It's not even really merch, but they're like, I want comics. I think comics would be great, and I'd be hooked instantly. So I'm going to try and get myself back into drawing comics. This one, I'm trying to design the actual character, the main antagonist of the story. I don't think this is what I'm going for yet. I do want a more militaristic look for him, but he's definitely different because he's tatted up. He's a former mafia thing, so I'm really still trying to develop him, work out what I'm doing there. Perspective shots, just trying to help out some of my students turn a chair that they were working on. Life drawings. Thumbnails for a project that I should be working on relatively shortly. I'm really going to be pushing on the idea of the life of Kaiser, and so I'm going to do like this little sitcom about an artist and being a family man and getting an assignment that really would be beneficial to him as an artist, but then having to balance that with family, job, all that kind of good stuff. And I had this all laid out in a previous book, and then COVID-19 hit, and now that book is at work and I can't get to it. So I'm recreating everything. Life drawings, it's what the majority of this book has become. It's like, this is like my life drawing book. Trying to get different poses. Watercolor pencils. So I was trying to do something with watercolor. I really want to get into it. I'm not very good at it, and I don't know if watercolor pencil is the way to go yet. So I'm still trying to figure that out. I like the hair. Some of it came out okay. I like this, right? It gives an interesting style. I kind of like the washed out look, so I might actually be able to incorporate it a little bit with some things, and I think that might actually work out. So here's hoping that that's going to be something. My youngest daughter, once again, my sketchbooks are not holy, so if they want to come in and draw on it, as long as they're not drawing over anything. So this is normally the way that I do longer poses with life drawing, right? Very stark contrast, some type of pen, and then just, there we go. Pages. Oh, that's why I didn't draw on the other page, because my daughter actually copied this image, right? She copied it. Ninjas. Random scribbles. I don't know what's going on with there. Drawing some type of cyclops. Just coming up with concepts, trying to figure out what to draw. I like this, like the fishnet, and then so this might actually be a ninja eventually. Daughter drawing Fortnite. Trying to do a different style of sketchbook. Of character design. Wasn't really feeling it. It was for a project, and it just wasn't giving off the vibe that I wanted. And then eventually it became a little kid, and I wasn't feeling that. This was going to be the antagonist for this character. I don't know. We might still come back to it. And so this is where this sketchbook really filled up for me, is because I'm trying to get faster. And one of the things that I've realized is that if you have a unlimited amount of time, you're going to take an unlimited amount of time. And so I'm trying to reprogram my brain to be like, look, when you sit down, you gotta hit this hard, right? It's like you gotta start drawing really fast. And so I've given myself a 10-minute challenge, and I'm really trying to get as much information down, even as incorrect as it could be. I want to try and get as much information down so that I can come back and then fix it. With today's technology, coming in and just light boxes or the scanner, anything like that, you can come in and fix all this stuff. But being able to knock some information out in 10 minutes was very helpful to me. And I got to the ink stage. Just started off with a marker, scribbles, and then went from there. This was a very failed attempt at doing that. I even thought about, maybe I could do 10-minute character designs, and come up with these figures and try and figure out what I can do from that. And that might be a little bit out of my skill set yet, but I'm gonna keep trying. This is when I was still trying to create a new character every single time, and it was just defeating the purpose of what I was trying to accomplish there, because I had to think about everything that I was doing. Or I was like, what is his nose and ears and all that stuff gonna look like? And so it really put me at a disadvantage because I was unprepared to draw. I still was conceptualizing what I was going to draw. So that really took away from the 10 minutes, which is going to be an interesting challenge. Once I feel as though I've gotten fast enough, I'm going to come back to, all right, here's a prompt, I don't know, Scorpion Man, and then go, okay, and then start scribbling, and then try and get a character concept within those 10 minutes. This was me still trying to do that character design wise, to come up with a character within 10 minutes. This one wasn't bad. Forgot to put down my sheet of paper. Still trying to come up with it. That's why you got all these little scribbles like, we'll just figure something out. And then I kind of went with this guy, this bald big dude, from there on out. And one thing that I've realized, and that I'm showing you guys that I didn't really post anywhere else, is that I failed a lot. It's like, that just didn't work. His face is all jacked up and everything. 10 minutes will really work on you, and so, but then trying to come back and fix that mistake, right? So still bald big dude, just trying to get down information and then convey light and shadow, right? And then sometimes it just didn't work. Like, I just couldn't finish, right? So like, I like this pose. I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. And then I just couldn't finish it, right? 10 minutes. Because the whole thing about the challenge is that you stop so that you actually get to see where you are and where you need to get better. And it has really pushed me. I really enjoyed this process. It pushed me to a lot of different lengths trying to get stuff done. And then realizing that, I can't do these nice tight lines because I can't finish, right? And so then I started doing a thicker marker to ensure that I could actually get more information down really quick. I also started doing these very spot blacks, trying to make sure that I could get this information in. And for those of you who know me and know my work, like, it's very clean, very stark lines and stuff like that. So it's very graphic. And so for coming in and, like, oh man, that's not connected, and this bled over, and this is bleeding. Like, I wanted to come in and fix it. But the whole idea was, it's 10 minutes. That's what you have. What can you get done? And to help with that, I started doing some life drawing again. Just quick 1-minute poses, and then 2 and then 5 minutes. These got a lot better as time went on as well. But it's just life drawing, just poses, 1 minute, 2 minute, and then one final pose. And then going, oh man, I'm getting better, to then, oh man, I didn't finish, right? This process is very humbling. It really is. You're just like, oh man, you get to see all the things that you really need to work on. Like, the hand's alright. If the thumb was longer, it would have been fine, but that hand's jacked up and it's too long for this body. You just start realizing things that you can really work on. Life drawings, nothing too long, just to get warmed up. I do these in the morning, generally right before I do these, right? So I'm nice and warmed up, and then I can come in here and try and knock this out really fast. But then, and this character, while it's always being the same one, becomes inconsistent, right? Because the head gets bigger and smaller. Because I don't draw this character a lot just for these 10-minute drawings, so the character changes as time progresses. See, and as you can see, they start getting better as they go along. More life drawings. Right, and then I start trying to do poses. I was like, oh, let's try